You're scrolling, drifting through the endless static of the algorithm, waiting for the signal to cut through the noise. Consider, if you will, that you just found the frequency. You've just stepped off the timeline of the everyday, into the space where the forgotten history and the hidden truths finally touch down. There's the story you know, and then there's the airspace we're about to enter. Check your coordinates, because you're heading towards the landing point. Welcome back, friends. Today's story. Try again. Little Nathan was just 7 years old when he took a job making syrup in a local basement of a candy shop. The Lower East Side of New York was an unforgivable place at the turn of the 20th century. And when his father, a struggling coat presser, suddenly passed away, little Nathan had to become the man of the house. He shined shoes, he sold newspapers, but what he really wanted was the glow of the footlights. So he formed a little group with some neighborhood boys. They called themselves the Pee Wee Quartet. They'd sneak into local saloons, sing harmony, and pass the hat around to get pennies. As Nathan grew, so did his ambition. He wanted to be a vaudeville star. But there was a problem. He wasn't particularly handsome. He wasn't a world-class singer. And his act? Well, it just kept on bombing. Nathan figured the problem wasn't his talent. It must be his name. So he changed it, over and over again. He billed himself as Willie Delight, then Captain Betts, and then Jed Jackson. He tried being a trick roller skater. He tried ballroom dancing. He tried working with trained seals. Nothing worked. By all accounts, the young man was a spectacular flop. Then, in 1923, everything changed. He met a young, unemployed, dramatic actress. They decided to form a partnership. In those days, a comedy duo had a strict formula: the funny guy and the straight man. Naturally, Nathan wrote the act so that he had all the punchlines. Opening night arrived. Nathan stepped up to the microphone, delivered his carefully rehearsed jokes, and the audience gave him nothing but silence. But then his partner opened her mouth and asked him a simple setup question. The crowd roared. She wasn't even trying to be funny, but they howled at her voice, her flawless timing, her dizzy, natural charm. Now, most men in show business would have let their egos get in the way. They would have fired the girl or demanded that she stop stealing the laughs. Not Nathan. He knew a gold mine when he saw it. The very next night, he wrote the act. He gave her every single punchline. He reduced his own role to simply asking her questions and then standing back to see her shine. To give himself something to do with his hands while the audience was laughing at her, he started carrying a prop, a cigar. They fell in love, they got married. They conquered vaudeville, then radio, and then television. When his beloved partner passed away, Nathan was heartbroken. The world thought his career was over. After all, he was just a straight man. What was he without his funny lady? But then Nathan kept going. He stepped into the spotlight alone, clutching that familiar cigar. He won an Academy Award at the age of 80. He played the Almighty himself on the silver screen. He kept the audience laughing until he was 100 years old. The little boy who sold newspapers, the flop who couldn't find a stage name that worked, finally found one that stuck. You knew the dizzy, brilliant girl as Gracie Allen. And the little Nathan Birnbaum, the man holding the scar, is George Burns. And whether you realize it or not, this is The Landing Point. Viewers, thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. We really appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They are a full-service real estate company doing both commercial and residential real estate. They can help you buy, sell, or even lease your properties. So if you're in the market looking for a real estate company, please go out and give them a call. They'll happily help you today. The next thing I'd like to talk about is our social media. Obviously, we have YouTube if you're watching that today. If you haven't done so already, please go out and subscribe. It is completely free to you. There's nothing that you'll be charged or your membership fees, but it does help us out so we can get our latest episodes to you quickly and you can find out what's going on with YouTube. Our other place that we do a lot of our social media is on our Facebook page, The Landing Point. So please go out and like and subscribe or follow those, I guess I would say, so you get the latest updates. If you're a person that likes to listen to stories as you're out on the drive, we have our podcast. You can find The Landing Point out there, and it can be on most services. So once again, thank you for watching The Landing Point, and we look forward to see you on our next story.